Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about what you see on the screen, the ancient Christian commentary on Scripture. Um, this is not just about Mark, which it always should be. I'm almost convinced that if you only had the Gospel of Mark in the New Testament, that's really all you would need. But I think at some point people would call me a heretic, and I don't have to beat anybody up, so we'll let the other books stay in. All right, so the Logos, however you want to say it, Bible software, has a new thing from IVP Academic. This is a 12-year, 1 plus 2 minus 3, 12-year project by IVP Academic, collecting and collating and all that good stuff. You can see all the authors. That takes these authors and puts them, these patristic authors, and puts them into commentary type fashions for books on verses and passages and all that good stuff for each of the New Testament books, Old Testament books, and what you Protestants may call the Apocrypha. I don't know why that last one is so difficult for people to get around, but I am very glad that IVP decided to go ahead and go with that. I suspect it has something to do with one of the series editors, Thomas Oden. What many people don't realize, Protestants rather, do not realize is that the church fathers and early church writers used the Apocrypha that for some reason Martin Luther, one of his drunken stupors, decided to remove. If I'm not mistaken, the Church of England still in their lectionaries uses Wisdom and Tobit, maybe even Syriac. But anyway, you have all that more. So this is the commentary set. It is all 29 volumes. You can imagine the space that it takes up. This little picture here is pretty darn accurate of the space. Blow that up 29 times, and you can imagine the space it takes up on your shelf. And I want you to get these books, but I want you to have space for all my books that I intend to write. So, when you go with electronic versions, you save that much space. One of the features with having it on the Bible software is that it's portable. As long as you have internet connection or you've downloaded it to iPhone or iPad or your laptop, you're never without it. Imagine carrying around 29 of these volumes while you're at SBL or you're in some kind of dogfight with the latest fundamentalist that you must prove about the Apocrypha's use in the early church. Well, there you have it. So one of the things I want to show you is what it looks like on the screen. Remarkably, it looks a lot like it does on paper. You have two, you have Mark, and you have another one that is revised, which you won't find in the original paper copies. I'm just scrolling through. Thomas Oden and Christopher Hall, I know, have written other books for IVP along this same ancient Christian context. IVP has the ancient Christian commentary on Scripture, ancient Christian text, which involves commentaries on books. They're the large blue hard copies, which I hope to one day see these on this program here, as well as doing theology with the church fathers, worshiping with the church fathers. One of them written by Christopher Hall. Thomas Oden is heading this up from his home in PA. So you have this, and you're going to have this in most of the commentaries, if not all. How do you use the commentary? I know I'm letting you read this. It's based on the Revised Standard Version. It's really, Revised is okay, but with Logos, you can pull up your favorite translation next to it, so you're good to go. See, there you go. Look at that. Huh? So I'm going to pull down to one of these sections. All right, Mark 124. What's nice and what I really like about this is that a lot of times during these moments, these fits of, I need more church father in my life. Well, great. So I turned one of these. Well, who's Ambrose? Oh, well, there he is. It tells you a little bit about him. Now, you're not going to get the full bio, but then again, you really don't need him. Here, you're going to get, if you're connected to it, the direct passage, which is fantastic. So not only do you have the snippet that IVP Academic has included in here, or the editor or the volume has included it, but then you can go back and find out where it is. See what I mean? I mean, how cool is that, right? Augustine. Who is this Augustine fellow? Oh, that's right, of Hippo. I thought it was Augustine of Canterbury. You never really can tell, you know? What's nice is they include the snippets. They include them by a subject heading, I guess, of 125. Oh, look at that. My go-to academic translation English is the NASAB, so I have that set up in Logos, and it pops up with that. So while you can do the headings from the RSV, I can go here. So again, if you don't like the RSV, it's not going to be a big problem. When Logos has the REB, it will be switched to the REB. I might have to call them to find out how that happens. All right, so again, you have the overview of the section. Look at that, huh? And pops up. So look at that. Isn't that nice? Stand in awe of technology. Now, English is nice. It's nice translation. Some of it's fresh translation. I think all of it, almost all of it's fresh translation. You will not always have the books, of course. But you get what you can. Ooh, John Cassian, which, by the way, 10 times better, 10 times more of the saint than Augustine ever thought about being. Word? That's right, that's what I'm saying. All right, so why do you want to spend this kind of money on that? Well, easy. Because they're generally about that. Oh, and look, you wanted the old CD-ROM set, you can get them for this. So you're saving money no matter what you do if you go with this. Logos has the payment plan, which is great. I suggest you take advantage of it. But overall, you're not going to find a essential patristic source like the Ancient Christian Commentary on Scripture. I cannot express to you the value of this. It goes way beyond the $308 that you're going to pay here. You have tons, a couple hundred pounds of church fathers, witnesses to the early faith. You have them as they grow. You have them on the commentaries. You have them on, and you can, the Apocrypha, the Genesis, the Old Testament, all of the New Testament, and it's set up in a very simple way. So that's also key to the rest of it. So if you type in Mark 1:1 and all your other commentaries come up, this will come up along with it. So if you're preaching, or if you're teaching, or if you just need to find something that's probably infinitely more better than, say, more better. I need to edit that. Anyway, infinitely more better than Joel Osteen. This is the way to go. Stick with the church fathers. Stick with IVP Academic. on Logos with the Ancient Christian Commentary on Scripture Complete set.